Hello. Hello. Welcome to this impromptu live. How are we doing today? Hello. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So today I want to talk about how to make community feel easy, even if you are an introvert. If you have been feeling like socializing is harder than it used to be, or it takes a lot of effort, or it feels more draining, you are not alone. Statistically, loneliness is at an all-time high, and we are out of practice with socializing. We just are. Okay, yeah. Hello. We are live on YouTube, we're live on Instagram, we are live on Facebook, and this is impromptu. Yay! Hello. You can tell us where you're joining in from. Yay. Yes, Instagram is separate. Okay. Alrighty. So we are out of practice with socializing more than ever before, and it doesn't have to feel as hard as it is. We make a lot of things feel harder than they are, I think. And before we get started, I want to let you know that I have something good for you today, something fun. If you sign up for my Merriment Mixer event, then which is only $5 and it is virtual and it's in person, then you will be entered to win a personalized pep talk from me and a snail mail surprise pack, which has stickers and paper goods and a lot of fun, cute stuff. So it'll be a little joy straight to your mailbox and a lot of fun merriment to you. So if you enroll or get your ticket rather by the end of today. Hey Shauna, hi. Good to see you. Shauna, I was gathering all like these like I was trying to get some random clips from Zoom when I was trying to demonstrate that it's a virtual thing. And I came across our Scorpio season workshop because we were all dancing. And I loved the background that you used so much that I used that on the side to demonstrate the virtual one. So you're actually featured. I don't know if you saw that on the mixer. That's so cute on the one of the promo images. So welcome. Hello. Okay. So I'm going to tell you more about the event soon, but just know this is just chill, no pressure space, and we're just going to get connected, feel good. And if you're having lunch today, enjoy me talking while you do that. And even if you don't sign up for the mixer, stay tuned because I'm also going to share 3 ways to make socializing feel easier, whether you're an introvert, out of practice, or just feeling disconnected. So if you're here, feel free to tell us what's something that made you happy today, something small. Tell us in the comments. So I know that I'm not the only one that has felt like this, that it can be really freaking hard to find people who are like people who get you, right? To feel like you belong somewhere, to feel like you just have to like a normal, fun, easy interaction with another human without it being awkward and exhausting, right? Like you have to perform in some way. So, like I said before, we are all more disconnected than ever, statistically. Truly, studies have shown that loneliness is at an all-time high, higher than before the pandemic, really. It's not just introverts feeling this either. Extroverts are also feeling the effects. I noticed that even before the studies came out, I knew that that we were going to experience this so tremendously because when I kind of re-entered the world, that I noticed that I was out of practice with socializing. So um, I was like, if I'm out of practice, we are all out of practice, honey? So we have just gotten out of practice. And when we're out of practice with anything, we just need to do it again. and do it again and do it again and be bad at it and be weird at it and be awkward at it and be a beginner again. And you can be a beginner again at anything, you know? When you hurt your leg, you gotta try to how to learn how to walk again. So we've spent years isolating, and even after things opened back up, we never really went back to normal. And honestly, it even just got it would have been kind of exacerbated anyway because we've been so digital and gotten used to deliveries and things that we've had more reason to be not as interpersonal over the years, right? So let me know in the comments, do you feel like socializing takes more of an effort than it used to? Does it feel more draining than it used to? Or just kind of weird now for any reason? You didn't even notice? That's so funny. Okay. So let's talk about why we feel so disconnected. So loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's actually a biological warning system, kind of just like when you feel hungry, that's telling you to eat, right? And we need food to live. So this is your brain's way of saying, hey, you're feeling lonely, you need connection, right? So studies on chronic loneliness, you probably heard this before. Loneliness is just as bad for you as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, at least chronic loneliness, meaning long term. It raises stress levels, it weakens your immune system, and it makes everything feel harder. So, you may have seen also or heard in general studies about women kind of doing better on their own in general, longer term without partners. So, women widows are happier, women who are single are happier, women who are divorced are happier, women in marriages are happier. So it really has nothing to do with their status. It's about the fact that women long term keep friends, and men long term tend to not invest in their friendships. And more likely, if men have relationships, it will be like their partner, a romantic partner. So if that breaks off or they die, they don't have anyone anymore. So the reason that they are less happy is because they don't have anything else going on outside of them. So that speaks to loneliness, right? Our friendships are grossly underrated, massively. But it's not our fault that we haven't prioritized our relationships as much, our connections as much. We live in this world that makes it so easy for us to stay disconnected. We can get food and entertainment and friendships at a distance, delivered to our doorsteps and on screens. And I'm not here to demonize the internet. I love that we're connecting right now. And, the screens aren't actually the problem. When we look at societies who have just as much access to screens, the screens aren't the problem. The problem is the lack of interpersonal connections and relationships. So whenever people say, oh, screens are the problem, that's actually not true. The screens aren't the problem. What the problem is the lack of interpersonal connection, the lack of interfacing. So I run my entire business online pretty much. I've made real lasting friendships with people I've met online, through the mail. I don't know, it's not about what's happening. It's not that we're on our phones too much. It's that we're not doing things off our phones also. It's yes and, right? So we just need to have more in-person interactions. The problem is that we're having less than ever before. And then when we do try to connect, it feels harder because we're out of practice. We're out of practice. More force, like we forgot how to do it naturally. And then we're also distracted, And in some ways, we did kind of forget. So it's not just about practice. We're also living in a time where a lot of people don't feel safe to be themselves, There's cancel culture, there's extreme political division, there's an overall vibe in this world right now that if you feel or do or say the wrong thing, you could lose your people. And as humans, as an animal, there is an extreme importance on being connected to a tribe, which again goes with connection. But we also don't want to be an outcast. So we kind of do this thing where we don't want to say the wrong thing, so we don't say anything, and then we isolate. So we're not kicked out of the tribe, but then we actually kind of kick ourselves out. And it's not, it kind of accomplishes the same goal. And we end up losing our people anyway. And the fear makes us withdraw, and then we get isolated. And, it's just the same thing. But again, humans need connection. Connection and creativity are what make us human. And we are literally not built to be alone. Yeah, Sherry said authentic and practice interactions. Beautiful, beautiful summary. So, what if it did feel like that? Like Sherry said, what if it was authentic and practiced? And what if it was easy? What if it was easy? Most of us think that community means like deep friendships with a lot of people and big gatherings and like living on a commune and always being social and I don't know, parties. Like everybody always says parties, parties, parties. But research shows that tiny, low pressure interactions, like a short chat with a barista or a smile from a stranger, or even just existing around other people. Like there's multiple terms for this. There's actually way too many terms for it. There's like 15. I don't know why. Like parallel play, co-working kind of situations where you're just doing something around the other person. Those things can improve your mood and your emotional resilience. So we're kind of accomplishing the same thing, and it's building up your practice, moving up the ladder here, baby steps. So this is why I have really built my job, if we want to call merriment making. I mean, that's what it is, I guess. My career around joy and creativity and connection, because when you engage in something creative, whether it's, I don't know, whatever, what do you love to do? Journaling, making doodles, vision boards, cooking, I don't know, sitting in a, like whatever you want to do, if you can do that and sit in a space where other people are doing that, you can kind of start to feel a little more human again. And it's kind of like waking up a part of yourself that has felt asleep or disconnected or sad or left out. So that's why I made the Merriment Mixer. This is an event. And I wanted to create a space that brings people together without the stress of traditional social events and parties. So it's a place where you don't have to perform or make small talk if you don't want to, or even talk at all. Hell, it's a space where you can just exist and in a way that naturally can lead to connection if it needs to happen or wants to happen. So if you do want to know more about that, if you sign up today, you'll be entered to win a giveaway of a pep talk and a snail mail surprise of stickers and paper merriment that I will send to you. So then, yeah, want to come? Okay, so then there's a virtual one and an in-person one. So you get to choose. So if you are anywhere in the world, you can come to the virtual one. And that one is on Sunday. And this Sunday, it's March 9th. And if you're in Baltimore and you want to come and you have the ability to be local with near me local, I guess, then you can come to the next one is Wednesday, March 12th. Now, if you are in Baltimore and choose to come to the virtual one, that is also your choice. But I think there is benefit to choosing the in-person one if you have the option. And it's only $5, which is as affordable as I can make it. So I really hope that you guys want to check this out. The link is in bio if you're on Instagram, and everywhere else I'll put it in the comments here. It's uncustomary.org/mixer. and you can get your tickets. And again, if you check out today, you'll be entered to win the giveaway. Okay, but even if you don't come to the mixer, oh, it says there's something wrong on this page and the comments aren't loading. Let me reload it. Hello, people who are joining. I'm sorry if I missed your comments over here. If you said something on YouTube or Facebook and I didn't reply, you can type it in again because I might not have seen it. Okay, even if you don't come, bye, Sherry. Have a good day. Hey, everybody. Even if you don't come to the mixer, I want to give you some simple ways to make socializing feel more natural. And whether you're reconnecting with old friends, meeting new people, or just trying to feel less alone, I hope these can help you. So one is to use the 3-second rule, and that it can help make reaching out feel less scary. So what you do is if you feel this urge to reach out to someone, like you think about somebody and something you see something and it reminds you of them, or you are on the street and you notice someone and you want to give them a compliment, count to 3 and do it before your brain talks you out of it. Now, any tip is easier said than done, absolutely. And I want you to try to implement it. Try it once or try to do it until you do it, okay? So what this means is I see this thing, it reminds me of someone, and I want to text them, but then I start to think like, well, I don't know, they're probably busy, or I haven't heard from them in a long time, and I don't know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. What are they gonna think? Da, 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 da. What we're gonna do is just use full-on impulse, like no, no control, no inhibitions whatsoever, just do it when it comes to reaching out, connecting, and interacting with someone. And overthinking, the reason that we're doing this is because overthinking leads to avoidance, okay? And your brain is making most things feel more scary than they actually are. And if you hang around me long enough, you'll notice that the reason that I have so many bruises on my body and have so many crazy stories is because I have tried so many things and have failed at so many things and continue to do so. And that most of the time, it doesn't really matter. Most people don't really care. And even if they do, it doesn't last. We get to decide like how we want to interact with it afterwards. And I definitely have a higher natural tolerance and threshold for what we were calling embarrassment, but it only matters if we decide that it does, you know? So when we're thinking that someone cares, most of the time, like they're thinking that about you, and you're like, why would they think that? You know? So most of the time, we're both doing that. We're over apologizing for everything. And it's just like, they would like it. They wouldn't care. Or at the worst, they're just not going to do anything, but we don't need to overthink it. And what's the worst thing that happens? Like you say, I like your hair, and it comes out strange. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's just try it. And you get to do it in your voice. You get to do it how it makes sense to you. But the point is taking action, just a little bit of action. So who's someone that you wanted to text? You can even do this retroactively. Let's do it now. What's something that you have wanted to do, someone you wanted to text, someone that you want to compliment, a conversation that you've wanted to join? Is it the mixer? Is it something that you've been thinking about, but you're like, oh, but I don't know. Is it not going to be as introvert friendly as she's saying? Well, actually, you know what? That's a good time. Let me address that. So it's 12 people. It's less than 12 people. And it's a small group size. There's a limited number of people coming to keep it intimate on both virtual and in person. There's structured activities with flexibility. Okay, so from the moment you walk in to the time that you leave, there's an activity that you can do the entire time. You do not need to talk. I can talk the entire time if need be. If all of you don't want to talk, that's okay. I can just do philosophical, inspirational, motivational speech the entire time, and you can just be around people and meet people. There's zero pressure to engage. You do not have to have side conversations if you do not want to. It's inclusive. Everyone is welcome. And also, everyone's a little quirky. I promise you that everyone that follows me is a little weird. Name tags are included for easy introductions. There's not going to be any awkward, what's your name again moments. You don't have to remember names. It's okay. You can leave at any time. I do not care if you need to leave 10 minutes in or 10 minutes early. It does not matter. It's judgment free. We do not care if there is a band-aid on your eye. We do not care what if you're wearing pajamas. We do not care. I just don't care. It doesn't matter. We have all agreed to this. We've all agreed. Everyone that comes to my home, to my events, the best thing that I can continue to hear over and over and over again is I immediately felt like it was safe to be myself. Immediately. And it's because of how much I care to not care. And I'm also incredibly organized. So I've had so many people who were just like so scared to leave the house, and they come, and their testimonials mean the most to me because they have crippling social anxiety. They're so scared. They're so introverted. They're so wary. And then they come, and like one of my favorite testimonials is the one that's you'll see on the site. It says, I had the best time. Thank you so much. I met the nicest group of people. I think the nicest group of people I've met in years. And you did such an amazing job with the plans. And then 6 months later, the same person wrote, you know how to organize. And this is the craziness. I always slam the sign up button as soon as I can because your events are the best. They became someone that came every single time they could because they wanted to. And that was someone who never left the house, literally never left the house. This is another person who has social anxiety. Hold on. Oh, wait, no, that one's not it. This one. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. I'm gonna find the right one. This one. My anxiety level was very low throughout our time together. I was expecting it to be high. Don't shuffle. I would come back and listen to your thoughts on everything. This was a very happy space. The value exceeded the cost of the event. There's a ton of testimonials on the website for my events. And these are also event testimonials for intimate gatherings. I didn't include event testimonials for like the bubble parade, which is a completely different situation, right? I know that I'm not an introvert, but I am an ENFJ or ENFP, and I gather them. They're called like the introvert hoarders, that you all flock to me, and you're my favorite little unicorns, and I love you, and I know how to care for you. So this is a come as you are, stay as you like situation. It's a fun, easy way to connect with other people. Very, very, very low pressure. And you also get to meet other people, you get to see other people, and we're going to focus, every month it's going to have a different theme. So this month we're going to focus on simple things that bring us happiness. We're going to have some flow, what I'm calling flow activities. They're going to kind of keep us not awkward, right? So you can choose to do them or not, but like you'll have like worksheets and crafts and stuff that are included, and you can just work on those as much or as little as you want. You can take them with you. And it's just something that like, so we're not all just sitting there, right? It's something that we can do. It's something we can do. And yeah, you can go off and come back. You can eat. I don't care. It doesn't matter. There's no real rules. One of my other favorite testimonials is the best part was the freedom to be weird, to do things my own way and do activities outside of group when I needed space. The value exceeded the cost by a long shot. Also, these were workshops that the cost was like 3 to 4 times $5 at least. There were awesome activities, and it was a safe, warm, welcoming space to leave my isolation and be me. Okay. So again, there's a Baltimore one and a virtual one. So you can come from anywhere. This is the inaugural event. This is the very first time that we're doing it. So you get to be a part of something from the beginning, which is always a really cool, fun thing. And we're going to have, guided inspiration, philosophical discussions, poetry readings, physiological and psychological tips, gratitude, journaling, mindfulness, casual conversation, light coaching, flow activities, DIY worksheets, coloring, journal, like all of it. $5. Pretty cool. Okay, where was I at with my teaching? So we did the 3-second rule, just kind of like, let's go back out and just whatever we are feeling, let's be impulsive about it. And the second one is to shift the focus. So it's kind of the thing of when I'm nervous, be of service. The idea is how can I make them feel comfortable? So instead of worrying about how you are coming across when you're in a social situation, flip it. How can you make the other person feel good in a conversation or a social interaction? So this works because it takes the pressure off of you and it can make interactions feel much more natural. When you are coming across as empathetic and concerned and I don't not concerned necessarily, but you know what I mean, like interactive because you're like, oh, it seems like maybe they're nervous. It seems like I would like to, focus on how I can make them feel comfortable. Like whatever that means to you, becoming kind, compassionate, empathetic in an interactive space. Most of us who are anxious are also extremely empathetic, sensitive, caring, kind individuals at heart. Yes? So when you're nervous, be of service. Switch it and focus on how you can make them feel comfortable. And probably they're also a little bit uncomfortable too. We're all just doing this together, I promise. And it works because it takes the pressure off you and it puts your focus on anything else. So the next time you're talking to somebody, or you can use this at the mixer, ask them a question. Ask them if you can help them with something. What's something, ask them what made them smile today. Ask them about them instead of worrying about what to say. Always put it back onto somebody else and make them feel comfortable. How are you doing? What's going on with you? Ask them about them. That's all you got to do. And the third tip would be to use low pressure situations to get your feet wet. So the best way to ease back into socializing or to build your chops is to get practice in these no pressure environments. So I mentioned like talking to a barista or complimenting a cashier, or I mean, you can literally come to the mixer, but this works because there's really very, very, very low stakes about what this interaction is supposed to look like. And it's very small, right? There's especially with a stranger, you're probably never going to see them again. It's a really good place to practice. So try out a phrase, try out anything at all, and you don't have to worry about like how you're performing, you know? You can just exist in this space right now without feeling drained. And you can look for spaces where you can be around people, even online, especially if your face can be there. And just try to look for places where you have no expectation, where people have low expectations, I guess. Coffee shops, local events, or the mixer. So again, the Merriment Mixer is a new monthly event that I'm hosting in Baltimore and online. And I'm going to be real with you. I would really love for you to be a part of it. And for just $5, it's an hour of no pressure connection. Half the time is guided, at least, and the other half is chill, open-ended, and you can chat, do a creative activity, or just listen and feel how it goes and do what feels right to you. So the virtual one is coming up this Sunday, March 9th. Join from anywhere. And the in-person one is in Baltimore next Wednesday, March 12th at Red Emma's Cafe. So the spots are limited. There aren't all of them. They have been purchased, so there's not that many left for each one. So if this sounds like your vibe, you're gonna want to grab a spot before everything fills up, because there's only 12 for each one, because we want to keep them intimate. But if you sign up today, you will be entered to win a giveaway of a pep talk and the Merriment paper goodie parcel. And again, I've designed this differently with the intent to specifically make you feel safe, cozy, and enjoyable. Social anxiety aware, introvert friendly. No pressure, no awkwardness, just warm, welcoming, let you be your weird selves and reconnect with people and happiness. So the link is uncustomary.org/mixer. It's in the link in my bio. You can also just go to uncustomary.org and you should be able to find it under, just go to uncustomary.org/mixer, Mixer. And even if you don't join the mixer, I hope you take away something from this conversation. Maybe today you can do one small thing to connect with another human, even if it's a smile or, a text, sending something, getting your feet wet, getting some practice. And if you do want to be a part of something new, something simple, something designed to make you make some connections again, then I would love to see you at the mixer. Let me know if you have any comments, DM me, and I'd love to chat and help answer anything more nuanced for you. And yeah, uncustomary.org/mixer, DM me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you soon.